Welcome to Rich Conversations. This is another one of our weekly guided reflection sessions where we're going to take about 40 to 55 minutes out of our day to simply just think more intentionally about our own lives. I'll pose simple questions that come to my mind and we'll provide thoughtful effort in our answers to it. And through it, we'll be able to, with the accumulation of doing this habit and this practice, develop a better and clearer understanding of the direction we want to go in life. That being said, we're going to start this the way we do every one, and that's 5 minutes of breathing. So we're just going to sit here and breathe. Sounds like punishment, doesn't it? I want you to just sit there in silence and breathe for 5 minutes. Really, in the 21st century, that's quite possibly punishment. So all we're doing, we want to have our back straight. You know, like if there's a line above our head and we pull it kind of like a string. Our feet flat on the ground. And just breathe in and breathe out. If thoughts come to mind, just simply let them pass. They're not important right now. All right, 5 minutes. See, not so painful. Not that bad of punishment. It's interesting too, like depending on certain things, your body notices. Like you'll be able to notice little nuances. What I mean by that is I'm finishing up a novel, and last night I had a couple glasses of red wine, vin rouge. And I can tell, like meditating and breathing, the difference of what that wine does the next day. It's interesting. But that can be applied for a lot of different things. The food you ate, the things on your mind, like everything is a thing that can affect your body. Okay. Let's start the session. How we do every session. The first question is, what are we grateful for? This is the 400th episode of Rich Conversations. That's fun. That's a fun little thing. A little milestone. We're in such a different place than episode 300. Episode 300 was recorded early December 2023, a year ago, in New York, in Brooklyn, with a very close friend of mine, Joe Anhalt. We should get him back on the podcast. And I remember expressing that I wasn't having fun anymore doing it, the podcast. And if what we're doing isn't fun anymore, or we don't feel that joy that we previously had, that's an invitation for reflection, right? Hit your notebook and let your mind wander and figure things out. So after thinking about what we're grateful for, let's think about right now in life, what are we having fun doing? This podcast is unlike other podcasts in that there's not a main theme to it in a way. It's more of like a compilation of audio files from life. And as the host, it's kind of my exploration in life. It's kind of like I view it as almost like a documentation of the journey in a way. And a way to explore my curiosity, chat with friends, just learn new things. I would not have fun if the podcast was like, this is an NBA podcast that comes out 3 episodes a week. And all we talk about is NBA news and stuff like that. I'm not interested in that kind of stuff. Or, this is a podcast on entrepreneurship and startups once a week. And that's what we talk about. To me, it's more of like an open-ended platform for me to express creativity, curiosity. I have more fun doing it that way. If you're not having fun, you'll find reasons to not do things, I guess. And the reason why I wasn't having fun a year ago doing it was because I was focusing on not the right things, perhaps. I just mentioned I'm not interested in this kind of podcast or like doing this, but my actions were saying otherwise, in that I was breaking down all these clips and spending too much time on things that I don't enjoy, aspects of the podcast that I don't enjoy. I enjoy just recording it, putting it out, having conversations. That's what I love doing most. But then it got to be too much of the like numbers and click things and thumbnails and so my attitude towards it changed. And I found different ways for it to be more enjoyable for me. So let's think of something where we've lost the initial focus or purpose in life. Now, how can we, one, be aware of it, but also transition it in a way, like maneuver it and do things differently to get back to that initial purpose or reason? So what's something in life, it might even be relationships or something. Yeah, I'm going to Wisconsin Dells tomorrow. Water park capital of the world. I love Wisconsin Dells. It's been a tradition. It's been a part of my life, and so we're celebrating Christmas there. And I want to be as present as possible. I want to really enjoy it. So I'm trying to get everything done before then. And so last night I was up till 2 in the morning, working on this novel. I have like one scene left. I just have the like last scene to write. And then the rough draft will be done. It's over 69,000 words right now. And I'm energized to take a step back from it and then come back to it with some fresh energy, fresh eyes. From like Christmas to New Year's, that's what I'll be working on is going back to it and making revisions. But right now, it's go time. I've enjoyed that too. When you have something that is really in your focus and it's like a big project that you're working on, and then it's done, that relief, it's incredible. I was talking yesterday to a couple individuals who had finals going on, and they were so just like happy and so much lighter because their finals were done. Something weighs on us so much, and we become heavy. But then once it's removed, then we're light. So we can apply that to life as well. What's heavy on us right now? What, especially mentally, is taking up a lot of space on our mind, a lot of we're having to hold it up, and it's wearing us down a little bit. And not necessarily weighing down in a negative way, but it's on our mind a lot. It's occupying just a lot of mental processing. Yeah, this will be the last guided reflection before Christmas. I do love the end of the year because my birthday is on the 27th. So what's nice is when I'm reflecting on my life, I don't have to do like two reflections of like New Year's, birthday. I'm a year older now. Oh, what have I learned in the last year? No, it's like all together. I like that. I don't know if I really do a evaluation. I don't know. This year I've designed an external brain, and so every week, I make life kind of a game, and every day, like the daily actions are calculated, right? So yesterday I hit 11 out of 15. And then, so like each day is kind of like that. And then the week total, say it's 80 out of 107, then I get a percentage. And so it's kind of like free throws and field goal percentage. It's very tied into box scores of like basketball and football. And then the week is either a win or a loss based on between 1 and 6 focus things. And I have to hit 70% of the focus to be a win. And right now I'm 24 and 26. What I find is that the weeks that I lose, or when I fail, when I don't get a win, it's because I assign too much than what is realistic within the time frame. That's the pattern I've noticed. And maybe that's the optimist in me. I'm just like, let's do this and this and this and this. And then really when it comes down to it, I'm just like, I'm going to write this novel. Today, I'm just going to write. And so it tends to be more of these smaller things that accumulate or get backed up. But that's why I did it, is so I could more clear look at areas of improvement. So that's what I'll do this year with New Year's. And I track habits. So how are you going to spend New Year's? Like, how are you going to evaluate New Year's, the year and like coming up? It's kind of like last week where I was talking about like fantasy teams. Having two fantasy teams, football teams, only one really gets my attention. And I tend to do well that way, right? So applying it to life, if we're assigning all these things, but really our attention is limited, we can only give it to certain things, right? And that's, I think, an important trait or skill in life is to identify what those big things are to move the needle, whether it's in life, whether it's in career, whether it's in relationships. What are those big things, you know? Identifying and taking action on those things. Been really into gingerbread lately. I bought these gingerbread cookies, but they're not as gingerbready as I would like. Actually, the frosting is more distinct than the gingerbread. So that's been kind of disappointing, but it's kind of the holiday season, so I indulge a little bit. I had a gingerbread latte yesterday. I saw this gingerbread, like whipped cream, flavored whipped cream. I think gingerbread is an underrated flavor. I do like the pumpkin flavored stuff. I don't indulge too much in that because literally everything can be like pumpkin flavored infused. I don't like doing a lot of the artificial flavors. Like if something is flavored something that it's not, I tend to stay away from that. I tend to eat very minimally. Some would say like a horse. It's very bare bones. So during this time of the year, I like to indulge a little bit, and gingerbread has been that flavor. So what's something for you, a flavor that you like to indulge in? So does that count as an artificial flavor, gingerbread? I suppose if it's not the actual ginger bread. Saw Oreos yesterday that were green and red. I mean, right there, that's not real. That's not natural. So in my mind, I like stay away from those things, right? Or if I do, I know like this is not healthy for me. There's no way these bright and red cream Oreos are going to benefit my body, What about physical activities? The new year, do you have any movement goals? I gotta pick up flipping tires again. It's a little colder now. There's some snow on the ground now, but my walking, I've noticed over the last few months, I walk a lot, but I haven't done a lot of tire flipping. And I would like to get back to that. And I notice like your body really adapts or changes to the physical activities that it does. And tire flipping, I think, is, or from my observations, tire flipping is the most productive workout I've done in my life. Like, it's the most consequential to my physical fitness goals. It's the most bang for the buck, for sure. Without a doubt, of all the physical exercises that there are, flip some tires. And do it like I would do, set a timer for 5 minutes, and I just flip this tire. It's probably like 150 pounds. It's not a giant tractor one. It's more of like wagon tires. And just flip them for 5 minutes. Form, like, you gotta have really good form though, otherwise you injure yourself. There was this one time, it was late at night and I just wanted to get this workout in, and my form wasn't as thoughtful. It wasn't as proper. And for like 2 weeks, my back was messed up. And with that, you just gotta, get rest. I'm not really one to do a lot of pain medication or ibuprofen or whatever. I kind of stay away from taking stuff like that or anything. You just gotta bite the bullet and understand why it happened and don't do it again. Yeah, set a timer for 5 minutes, flip it, and then do it 4 times. So I'll listen to some music while I do it. And within a week, I'll see results. If I do that like 4 times in a week, that's a little too much, but like 3 times a week. Start on Monday, have abs by Friday. Be shredded by Friday. I'm telling you. Of course, diet is a part of this. I'm not a huge fan of like the gym. I feel like your physical fitness should be in life. Any physical fitness is good. But I just find like the whole weightlifting like too mechanical in a way. And boring. At a certain point, I'm just lifting weights, But in the granary, I do have some weights. I'll do like hang cleans there. And a little bit of shoulder exercises. I have some dumbbells, but they're these like cheap ones that you screw on, and then you have a certain weight, and then you gotta take them off. I don't really like that. Some plates in there and these like bars, but they're so old. My brother got all these like discounted weightlifting weights from like the 70s. If you're, this is a smart tip. If you're looking to build a gym, buy the pads of like horse stalls, horse barns, right? If you buy like gym mats, the prices are going to be really high. But basically the same material is in like horse barns and stalls. And you get it at significantly lower prices. Pro tip. But yeah, just do something. Move your body, lift heavy stuff, put heavy stuff down. Very simple. But attach that to a balanced, healthy diet. Learn the basic structures of nutrition. It's one of the most valuable things you can do for yourself in life. You might think something's healthy, but check the label. How much sugar is in it, right? Look at the ingredients. Like, just use basic common sense with this. Is this thing I'm eating supposed to be bright green and bright red? Is this thing in its not original form supposed to, like, is it good for me? This is strawberry flavored, but is it a strawberry? Is it actually a strawberry? You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Nutrition. Yeah, I went to, in high school, I competed at state in weightlifting and public speaking. Deadly combination. Lethal combination. Yeah, weightlifting. People get too confused with stuff. And too analytical with it, you know? I have a friend who, he's like, I don't know, one of the heads of Equinox in Soho, in New York. And when we get together, we'll like talk about fitness. And he ran track at Oregon, University of Oregon, which is that's the premier track school. That's where Nike, Phil Knight, you know, everything is all around University of Oregon over there. And he's like breaking down all these things to do as far as like losing weight and stuff. And I'm like, bro, I'm just gonna run stairs in my building. 14 stories, you know, in the stairwell. I'm just gonna run up, take the elevator down, run up, take the elevator down, run up. I'm gonna lose weight. I'm gonna get in great shape. You know, I think we overcomplicate things and we think we need to have a gym membership to go work out and exercise. But, I mean, we can just be here. You know, all you really need is like a 8x8 foot space. We get in our heads too much because, I don't know, maybe the images we see in society, online, in films, whatever. But really all you need is motivation and your body. You just move. That was my thing in 2024, is to not go to a gym and just work out. And so I would do push-ups and free squats in my apartment and watch music videos on YouTube. And during breaks, I would digitalize receipts and papers and stuff and then throw them out, digitalize life and organize. I had so much fun doing that, especially in my old place in Chicago. Then I moved to the farm, start flipping tires. There's a lot of heavy stuff around, you know. Some cut up tree trunks. All right, let's start closing out here. What are we curious about recently? I saw this video, a thumbnail for a video on YouTube as I was browsing aimlessly last night. And it was, pursuing curiosity is greater than career. Pursue curiosity, not career. Interesting. That would be me. Really though, the purpose why we do this, the guided reflection, is to better understand ourselves and decide what we are going to do, what we want, and do it our own way. Instead of looking at everything around us and tying ourselves to these different ideas, or if this person did that, maybe I should do that. Like, no. Think about your own life, right? Take a step back and get to know yourself, love yourself, understand what are you trying to do during this limited time on earth, right? Now take actions in that direction. You don't have to build Rome in one day. It's over a lifetime. And so you're going to go through these ebbs and flows, and it's not always going to be rosy or easy. If it's easy, then that's a different conversation to have with yourself. We want balance. We want to understand that it's like the ocean and there are waves. Let's not drown. All right, last question. What are we energized for in the next week? Yeah, life isn't linear. You know, like the image that comes to our mind often is that life is kind of this upward, slant. But it's more like there are going to be some really down moments, some really high moments. It's not just like constant. At least that's not what the overall direction is constant, right? But the day to day and like year to year, it can be up and down, up or down, like. Just really grab hold of that foundation, that purpose, and knowing that direction, and just take those small steps every day. Figure out what works for you. That's really the key to everything. is, like what I put out there, what other people put out there. It's like, this is what works for me. This is what I do. This is what I would say. But ultimately, you are the one living your life. So live it in a worthwhile way to you. And on that note, thank you for being here today. Thank you for being part of these guided reflection sessions. I enjoy doing it. It's something we do every week, and I have fun with it. I have fun just kind of going with the flow. Maybe you like it, maybe you don't. I don't know. Having a set questions, that doesn't seem fun to me, right? Going back to our initial questions, it's like, understand what's fun to you. And if you're not having fun, you should be aware of that and make changes. So thanks for being here. We'll see you next week. Inspire the future.